Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yearly Shabbat Shalom.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Welcome to Yahweh and Yahshua Speak television show. We are here on this great Layil to bring in Yahweh's yearly Sabbath. Blowing up the trumpet.
Hallelujah.
Teruah of Shofar. Entitled, Cry Loud, Spare Not. As Yahweh says, this shofar, it represents two things. You know, the gathering of going to war, the warnings of Nebuah to come, of Yah's warning to you, and that voice of shofar from our lips, giving, you know, crying loud, sparing not, for the kingdom is at hand. Praises, all praises be to our Yahweh.
Yes.
Strong's concordance number 3104. You bear, the blast of a horn from its continuous sound, specifically the signal of the silver trumpet, hence the instrument itself, and the festival which we are, blowing of the festival, the blowing of shofar. Thus introduced Jubilee. It's a ram's horn trumpet. And Strong's concordance 3104. You're bad. This is what we are. A holler. Yobab, the name of 2 Israelites and 3 foreigners. You know, that's what they were. We like they instead of that babbling, the negative babbling, we are Yobab. We are hollering. We blowing the shofar of Yah's coming and what He wants to do. That's why He said, cry loud, spare not. And this blowing of the shofar is to get you ready for, you know, like I said, the great assembly, the move and all that. It's hearing the bomb. Yes. And it's getting you for that final shofar in Revelation, all the shofar. Right. He's preparing us. We in preparation, y'all. That's all it is. And so Yah said, I have a shofar, like Rob Mackay and Messenger Daniel David said, ain't nothing. A golden nugget. Y'all told him, say, I have a shofar nugget for you. This is like shofar nugget. You know. Let's go to 1 Timothy. He's blowing it. God's blowing it through us. You know, He's blowing it throughout His word. Let's go to 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 2. 1 Timothy says, cry loud, spare not, like we are doing, like our brother Yahshua. You cry loud into the wilderness. This is what we are. The wilderness of people's mind and the wilderness of this world. Because now is the time. 1 Timothy chapter 2. Let's read verse 12.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
You know, I'm hollering out and the shofar. See, Yah said, but I suffer not a Iyshshah to Yahweh nor to usurp too careful over the hard, but to be in silence. Hey, that ain't Yah. That's our. He said, I suffer that a Iyshshah to Yahweh. And he'll no usurping authority. They don't usurp no authority. Yah gave them the authority back in Genesis. He said, let us make Adam and Iyshshah in our image. Let them subdue and have dominion. So when a brother ain't talking right, that's when Yah say, go ahead and step in throughout the book. His truth is truth. You know, they telling lies and doing it, and he appointed him to do it. That's where this is, you know, this is the brother say. He said, I suffer. He ain't never said, Yah said, not suffer them not to Yahweh. A shofar nugget to you brothers. So don't get it, y'all, like Saul and all that, taught teacher right. He said, I, Timothy said, I. And Saul even say, I which they want not do that. He said, he didn't ever say, Yah. Yahshua told me that, and Yahshua told you in the beginning was subdued until Yahshua come. And that's what it is. We are, ain't no 50-50 and husband and wife, brother and sister, it's 100. Y'all ain't no 50-50, ain't no 99.9 nothing. Y'all is 100.
Yes, it is.
Both of you 100.
Yes.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty
I
Yah.
got another shofar nothing. Let's go to Numbers. Numbers chapter 8. I know you brothers read over it like I have. Until y'all give you revelation knowledge, and you just be reading it till you ready to give it, to show it to you. Numbers chapter 10. The shofar, nothing. On the blowing of the shofar. Cry loud, spare not. Numbers chapter 10. Let's read verses 7 to 8. Hallelujah.
Numbers chapter 10, verse 7. When the congregation is to be gathered together, ye shall blow, but ye shall not sound an alarm.
Hallelujah. So he said, but when the congregation is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but not to sound an alarm, a sound of war, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He's just blowing. This is together. This is what our Raw Shalom just was, talking to me the other day. We have to have that shofar to be blown for the gathering of the congregation. Continue.
Verse 8. And the sons of Aaron the priest shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generation.
Woo! Did y'all hear this? Years right here. And the high band of Aaron, the high Kohen, shall blow with the high shofar, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generation. So, I don't know. I know it got to be some temple that's not blowing it, together the congregation when it comes to opening up to give Yahweh holiday break. But this is Shabbat. Y'all had written you supposed to blow that shofar. The gathering of the congregation like we do at here Yahweh and Yeshua's temple, and I know many others. Holler Yahweh. A shofar nugget. Praise the mighty Yah. Holler Yahweh. Let's go to our foundational scripture of what this night is all about. Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23. And let's read verses 1 to 2. Leviticus chapter 23, verses 1 to 2, and it reads.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, verse 2, Speak unto the children of Yisrael, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation, even these are my feasts.
Hallelujah. Check this out. It's for, like people, Roman Christian doctrine people, believer, this Yahweh's feast. This ain't no Moses feast, and it ain't the Jewish people feast. Check it out. World, who's it is? Who is this Yahweh? Who is this Amon? And Yahweh. And Yahweh Amon to Moshe Amar. Amar unto. He said Amar unto. He didn't say, you go tell them this is what they do. He said, Amar unto the high band of Yisrael, and Amar unto them concerning the feast of the Moeds of Yahweh.
Yes.
Which ye shall proclaim to be Kadesh convocation. He said, even these are my feasts.
Yeah.
He didn't say, Moshe, these are yours, bro. Go tell it to them, You just tell them what you want, as long as you get a feast day out of it. No, it is on the Yahweh and the world. This is it. This is all for anybody that come to know Yahweh. You come to spiritual Israel. This is prepping for the kingdom. This is a command. You break one, you break them all.
Yes.
And what those who break them and don't repent, you taking a chance of being in a lake of fire. He always says confess. You got to keep them. They ain't grievous as you Roman Christian doctrine made it believe. They just refuse like people are doing today. Praise the mighty God. Let's skip down to verses 23 to 25, and it reads.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 23. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Yisrael, saying, in the 7th month, the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. Verse 25, ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
Yes, praise the mighty Yahweh. We may not make, the offering of fire done with, but you shall make an offering of your Gibeah to Yahweh. Be in the presence at his foot, hollering, shocking him and thanking him, that he brought you through one is marvelous, to another one is Barak, yearly Sabbaths, You should be ready out of the way. You can feast, y'all. This is all preparation for the kingdom that is to come right on the air. Holler Yahweh. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 10. Deuteronomy, we spared, we cried out, spare not. It's to warn you. This book is to warn you of those, what's the consequence of not being obedience. That's what this blowing a shofar. It means spiritually, the gathering and a lot of other things. But the final trump, when you hear that, I hope you've been, as Rob God said, I hope you moved in right standing with Yah. You ain't gonna want, when you hear that trump, either you're gonna have eternal greatness or you're gonna have eternal damnation. He said, you choose this day. That's what the blowing is up. We're blowing it out to you. We're sounding loud and sparing not. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 10. Deuteronomy chapter 10. It's marvelous though. It's marvelous with Yah. He wants to give all his love to the whole world. They just refused onto the flesh and take all the religion and had stolen from Yah's book. And now the influence of the puppet master, the devil, has made it religion. It's all pagan. You ain't following from Genesis to Revelation. It's pagan. That's it. Chapter 10, Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 12 to 13, and it reads.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Yisrael, what doth Yahweh thy Elohim require of thee, but to fear Yahweh thy Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh thy Elohim with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Check it out. You say, now Israel, this is when, first it was the physical Israel, now spiritual Israel. And you say, now Israel, what doth Yahweh thy Elohim require of thee? To respect him. He don't want you to read. So that's that translated like wrong, that modified word. He don't want, they put in fear. That's up to the devil. He wants you to respect him and reverence him. Because like you say, he compared the physical to the spiritual. There was some fathers that had their child fear. When you fear him, you can't do nothing. You won't go to him. You be nervous and you do anything. He don't want that. He wants you to come to him. That's a real earthly father. Don't put no fear in your child. They don't make you no man. You're just a big old bully to your own flesh and blood. But to respect Yahweh thy Elohim, to walk in all Yahweh's ways, to have Yahweh, and to abbot Yahweh thy Elohim with all your lay, and with all your nefesh, with all your gut, give it up to him, because it's his anyway.
That's right.
Praise the mighty Yah. Continue.
Verse 13, to keep the commandments of Yahweh and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
Hallelujah, that's what it is. Y'all about love and giving. He ain't trying to take nothing from you, trying to get something through this way. He's trying to get you to Shema the high mitzvah of Yahweh and Yahweh's statute, which Yahweh survived thee this young. But thy told. He's good. He know what's good for us. He about riding us. He say for our told. You don't want no hurt that's coming on nobody, but you keep being disrespectful. Like you disrespect your parents, then that hurt came upon you.
Yeah.
Because you just was just being too disobedient. So they had to put a little ouch on you to get your attention. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4. And let's read verses 5 to 7. All praises in this era belong to Abba Yahweh and him only. Not no any other little dumb, stinking Elohim you made from wood and stone. As it's written, can do nothing for you. Can't do nothing for you, can't even hurt you. Unless you give it in to the devil. He the one that he can only hurt you if you're not following Yahweh. You got nothing on earth. Deuteronomy chapter 4, 5 to 4, nor Adam. Devil ain't got nothing on. What is Adam to us? A piece of dirt like we are. Deuteronomy, stinky, filthy rag, as Yahweh calls it.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 4, 5 to 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my Elohim commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess
See,
it.
this ain't nothing but that's what this day about. The blowing of shofar. That's all blowing it. Y'all blowing it through man. He blowing it. That's all he doing. Giving Zahar, give you warning before that great and dreadful day for those who ain't walking with him. It's gonna be that great and blessed day for us. When those walking with him, we're gonna like, oh, finally, we got out of this hellhole. Earth is not hell to us, but it's all this mess where we can be living in shalom and at his feet and working for eternity and loving our daddy. Continue.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Yes, that's how they see us. You know, we are ambassador representative of Yahshua. He said, I go away and I leave these things where you do. And this is how you get that light. That's what, like Robert Carter said, you Israel, but he would tell some brothers, you ain't no light. You ain't no man, Yahweh, you ain't no light. You can't be the light because you're in darkness. Continue.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yes, that's what he brought us up. That's as a nation, that's what it was, but he bringing us one by one. They can see, wow, this, they say a byword proverb, they say, this nigga like this, wait till the rest of the niggas wake up. We in trouble.
Right.
Praise the mighty Yahweh. They said one of us. Like you say, once it takes down to this, it's true. Holla Yahweh. But it's dead. It's waking up. We're going to be that remnant.
Yes.
Holla Yahweh. Continue.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath Elohim so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for?
Come.
Hallelujah.
He said, what go is there so great who have an Elohim so close to them
Thank you.
as Yahweh? Our Elohim. He wants to be everybody's Elohim. But yeah, he's the nation of Israel, so-called black man around America, scattered around the world. Our Elohim first. Our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for. No other go in. None. But you can become close to him, become spiritual Israel. That's the only way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, Yahshua said, for whoever will do the will of my heart. So then you got to add physical Israel. You got to become spiritual too, brother. And that, you see what happened? Have you not read? The shofar been blown. Our ancestors thought because they physical Israel. He ain't gonna do that to us. He's smashing them other nations, but we can do what we want. No. Yahweh say he don't fellowship with the devil. How do you think you're gonna kick it with the devil in this world and be cool with Daddy Yahweh?
Gotta live up right.
Gotta live like Carl say, gotta live up right to man.
Hallelujah.
Exodus chapter 31. We blowing this shofar, crying loud, sparing not. We don't care about your emotions. And when we come to stomp on, because the devil, that's what he plays you on, your emotion.
Yep.
We don't care, but we care. We don't care if it hurts you. That means, hey, you've been convicted.
Right.
To get back to SABBATH, but we care for you. That's something. Because Yahweh cares for you. He said, cast all your care and leave them there. It's the only way you're going to get co-opted and Yahweh is to be, don't forsake the assembly of the assembly. That's the only way that we can reason and dialogue with each other under the bounds of our Yahweh. Hallelujah. Exodus chapter 31. Exodus chapter, we blowing the shofar in this present age.
Oh, yeah.
Crying Yah the bomb loud. It ain't Yah words, don't spare not. See what he did? That guy that used to be known as Lucifer, not Hasatan. He didn't spare him, and it's written. If he spared not the angels, what you do, he gonna do for you? He said, if somebody spares you, making it righteous, spares you, making it in, what about you that don't believe? You ain't gonna be there. Unless you repent, come back to our Yahweh. Exodus chapter 31, let's read verses 12 to 15.
Exodus chapter 31, verse 12. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, verse 13, speak thou also unto the children of Yisrael, saying, verily my Shabbats ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations,
Yes.
that ye may know that I am Yahweh, that doth sanctify you.
Hallelujah.
Verse
Thank you,
14.
Father.
Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 15. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death.
Hallelujah. This one listed 12 and 13. Check it out. Hit him, Ruach. And Yahweh among to Moshe, Amar thou also unto the high band of Israel, Amar. Amen.
Amen.
My Sabbath. He said, so be it.
Right. Let it be so.
Amen. My Sabbats.
Yeah.
He didn't know they want Sabbats.
Right. All of them.
You shall Shema.
That's right.
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generation.
That's right.
That you may Yahweh, that I am Yahweh, that does sanctify you.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. Let's go to Ezekiel Yahceph chapter 20. Ezekiel Yahceph chapter 20. Ezekiel chapter 20. Yahceph chapter 20. Chapter 20, and let's read verse 12. Blowing that shofar, Yah world,
Blow it.
as he wished that none should perish.
Oh, that's right.
Because once you hear it, once the great, when you in there for that great white throne judgment, you have no excuse anymore. Y'all, like say, like our now was just saying, the angels done and Shemayim sign my name. They up there recording where every idle word, everything you say.
Yeah.
You're being so fat right now. You don't even know it. But we out here to blow the shofar so you will know. Ezekiel chapter 20, let's start at verse 12.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 12. Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am Yahweh, that sanctifies them.
Now you say 2 or more witnesses, right?
Right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Because he got to be redundant to the world.
Yeah.
He letting you know, this is how I know you my zakah.
Hallelujah.
You know, this is to set you apart. Thy sanctification is set apart from the rest of the area. Skip down to verses 19 and 20 and read it.
Verse 19. I am Yahweh your Elohim. Walk in my statutes and keep my judgments and do them. Verse 20, and hallow my Sabbaths,
Yes.
and they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am Yahweh your Elohim.
Hallelujah. He said, walk in my Sabbath and Shema my mitzvah and do them. He said, don't just be a hearer of the word,
That's right.
and be a doer of the word. Because you hear and do nothing, you get nothing.
That's right.
That's
Be
it.
obedient. Hallelujah.
And he said, and hallow my Sabbaths, that they shall be a sign between me and you, that you may yada that I am Yahweh your Elohim,
Amen.
the mighty one of all things.
Right.
Come on now, some of you brothers, we blowing the shofar, crying out, spare not, whether you agree or not. If you agree with him, that's true, because all what we speaking is in it, it's written. So we believe, well, we know what we always saying through it is in it. He just, like we said, we blowing the shofar to try to reach you. You know, that's it. And then you brothers talking about, they don't start at Layil, and then Yahshua tell you, is there not 12 days? That 12 days and not 12 days, I mean, in a day, he let you know there's a night too. 12 hours of Layil. Praise the mighty God, that's on you. And from some of you brothers, we blowing this shofar, crying loud, sparing not. Some of y'all don't believe in Yahshua, and some of the new don't believe that was Yahshua, the one the world knows as Jesus back then. Sad for you.
Amen.
And some of you brothers talking about, ain't no brother bowing on Shareth Yahshua. What you have not read? Because you read it, you play like you don't want to go to the New Testament. If I don't believe in it, I ain't going there. But you have read, every knee shall bow.
That's right.
When that judgment day comes, every knee gonna bow. That's when they gonna bow. It's time to be judged. So you gonna bow. Holler Yahweh. Bow now. Get that pride out of you, that male shoulder, pride out of you. Bow now. Humble yourself as a God. He said, look upon, he told his others, do not stop the little ones to come to me. This is what we have to be as a child and inherit the kingdom. That's what you are. We come as a child. Humble and trusting. Every word you say from Genesis to Revelation. That's on you if you don't. But you've been born. We have blew the shofar. Holler Yahweh. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
See, Yahweh blowing the shofar. Give him a warning. You let him know he's blowing the shofar. Hey, I'm setting out this one tree. You know what I mean? I'm setting out. He said, I'm setting out. Then this God to you. I'm trying to. He said, every tree you can eat except this one.
That's right.
He told him he was blowing the shofar. SABBATH. Give him a commandment. Let's go to Genesis chapter 4. Genesis chapter 4, verses 6 to 7, and you read.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 6. And Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? Verse 7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
That's what he said. He said, if thou dost well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, how to lie at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Like I said, house of Thurs, is the one at that door. He gonna rule over you.
That's right.
And that's what he give him. He blew the shofar. He gave you one. He gave you a double one. You do good. He blew the shofar. He showed the shofar for Tov and Ra. He told him, here you go, here it is. As he said, you choose this young Kai or my back. Blowing the shofar, y'all. And we continuing it. Just repeating what our author said. Blowing the shofar. That's it. That's what we signed up in the army of Yahweh to do. Soldiers worried, unafraid. Just bringing Yah's truth from Genesis to Revelation. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Some of us, like he said, you forever learning, but you need to be taught again. Just get dumb and dumb, because you're leading to your own stinking understanding. Stop, you ain't receiving the bombs of Abba Yahweh. You're not receiving them. That's why if you don't receive them, how can you believe? Deuteronomy, you must receive and believe. Receive it as truth. No doubt. Can't have doubt. Can't have flesh. Flesh listen to another man, and then the flesh, our flesh gonna listen to the devil. After that, go on what's written. If they don't agree, that's on them. You play with your own self, and don't play with their own. Don't play with yours. Stay on the sure path. These words are sure. Like Ron McKay would say, I'd rather live and do what's in this book than move and find out they wasn't true, than rather not do them and then find out they are true, which they are.
That's right. Yeah.
You would still live a blessed life.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation. With y'all, you never lose.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Chapter 28, Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's read verses 1 to 2. Hallelujah. Father, he was in key him in his Iyshshah. As I had said before, and Yah is not all, I can't lie. So what he had me to say through me, I can't lie. We are blessed to have our raw sister along. She's the best rah in this state of Illinois and everything around the country. Why? Because she said, what next, Abba Yahweh? She's willing. She's unafraid. There's work to be done. It's about it ain't about us.
Right.
It ain't about us.
No.
We just have to be a blessed vessel to bring forth the word. And I'm alive and do what my daddy said to the day I die.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Yah.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, truth be truth. That's it. Ain't no debate, ain't no competition. It's just truth. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 to 2.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy Elohim will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Yes. Once you come back to it, it's already done. We bees no motels. We've been the front like we was always allowed us to create, allowed us to be. He's dusting us off. That Kawan and Adam lost that kabod in the garden, but Yeshua came back, took it from that punk devil, put it back on it. And so now we shining, boy.
Hallelujah.
Shining for all of y'all. I tell it wherever I go. Tell her my greatness and my hour that what he wants you to have too. Continue.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee,
Hallelujah.
and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim.
I think of that. He said, keep it plain and simple. What's so hard about that? He telling you, I'm going to look out for you.
Yes,
Look out for you, my child. I'm going to look out for you. If only you hearken to my voice and do this. And everything, there's a process and circumstance. I mean, something you have to do for something. You know, it ain't, like you say, if it was easy, everybody would have it, but you got to work for it.
Amen.
You know, ain't no popular path around it. The states talk about once saved, always saved, we're going to trump on that line. It's written. They done read the book. Because when they were like at Ramakai to say, when they want to fleece you, they go back to the old, you know, and show you some scriptures about offering and tithe, you know, and they saying, you don't have to do no work, like Ramakai said, we ain't working for our salvation, but there's work to be done. You do nothing, gets nothing. Hallelujah. Skip down to verse 15 and you read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That's it. You know, and he gives you, he blowing the shofar to you. He blowing it to you of his goodness, his tobe, and he blowing it to you on his rock. He mainly blowing it showing this rock so you can come from out not to do it. If you were doing it, check yourself before the flesh rests yourself. And that's what he wants you to do. Why? As time is now. Praise the mighty God. Let's go to Nehemiah. Chapter 8. Nehemiah. Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Let's read verses 1 to 3. Hallelujah.
Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moshe, which Yahweh had commanded to Yisrael. Verse 2. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the seventh month.
Wait, did I hear what was said about Ezra and Thurs too? And Ezra, the high Kohen, brought the high Torah before the congregation, both of Aloud and Iyshshah?
Yes.
I thought they ain't supposed to know nothing. You know? They being Yahweh, so they can Yahweh. And all that could Shema with being. It can't be done. There's no dumb chick to hear this what Yahweh got to say. There can't be no dumb there. So, y'all better, what have y'all not read? Huh?
Right.
Upon the first Yowm of the seventh month, continue.
Verse 3. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women.
Y'all hear that again? He repeated that. Y'all wants you to hear it. Continue.
Before the men and the women, and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people that were attentive unto the book of the law.
That's right. Some of the Iyshshah may pay more attention. That's why God's elevating them over you. They ain't enjoying no authority. They listening to Ibryi. He keep telling you. Those who hear the voice of, whether a man, woman, or a child. Some of these children more wise than you. Y'all read throughout this book how young they were. Hallelujah. It's Ruach, rules. Praise the mighty God. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Blowing the shofar? Yeah, shofar. Blowing it loud and clear. You ain't sparing none of your wimpy emotional feelings. Trying to reach you before you come and he reach out on you and say, go over there. I know you not. When judgment day come.
Yeah.
Don't
Too
want
late
that.
then.
You don't want that.
Praise him. You don't want that. Hallelujah. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Let's read verses 49 to 52.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 49. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Elohim, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Praise the mighty God. The shofar is being blown, y'all. It's crying loud. It's sparing not. They say this, y'all, when you hear this shofar, don't turn away. Because it went into your ear, and that nefesh you got, it gave you, when he read that neshama into your body, it knows, it's recorded. So he says, let's go to Hebrews chapter 9. Hebrews chapter 9. Hebrews chapter 9, and let's read verse 27.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment.
He blowing that shoulder. And as it is appointed unto Adam once to move, but after this, that's it. You got to get rid of him, because that was appointed over us in Kawan and Adam, Hata'ah. And then like some brothers be talking about, can't no man die for another man sin. And he was letting you die for another man. But then Yahshua came, he said, I come to shake it up. He said, no Adam can die for another of them but him.
Right.
You know, like people say, like I hear brother, Ibryi brother, how could he die for you? I know you blinded. You've been telling us what's coming in the old. And if it's, say, as it was in Mizraim, there was no remission of, when there's no dam, there's no remission of sin. You look at the Ottoman Kawa, that was the first blood sacrifice there. He had to kill that one to make him some clothes. So that's when the blood covered him then. And then it went to the lambs and all that. And then Yahshua, the final lamb. So, like I say, some brothers, hey, I know that man died for me and you. First Peter, chapter 4. First Peter chapter 4. Let's read verses 13 to 17.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 13. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of Elohim rested upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified.
Hallelujah.
Verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Verse 16. Yet if any man suffer as a believer, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify Elohim for this on this behalf. Verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Elohim. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the doctrine of Elohim?
See, like you say, he blowing the shofar on his toe, and he blowing the shofar on that rawness that can come upon you if you don't, hear this shofar. That's it, it's blood. That's what this is. Blowing the shofar, know, is to be called into ordinance of Yahweh, which is, and to let you know, hey, the wrong you doing, to get it right, you know, to be a Hebrew Israelite. That's it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24. And let's read verses 29 to 31.
Matthew's chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Praise the mighty y'all see, blowing the show, but this is what all is about. The fruits of the come. We preparing now. And like he said, he you know, and those, like he blowing that shofar, and then he said, then shall appear the sign of the Habban in Shemayim. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Habban all there coming in the cloud of Shemayim with Michelle and great kabod. Because then they going to say, what I was there was true. It's too late now, because that show was blowing like in the days of Noah. Like these days, these young. They're going to be eating, drinking, and marrying. Then the high bond, our dog going to come. And there was a brother today on Facebook, he was saying, are the times worse than Noah's time and all that? I wrote him back and said, yeah. It got to get worse than Noah's time. It's written. You read this, you going to see how, you can see how it's going there. You know, it's going to be worse. It's getting worse. It's going to be worse in the time of Noah before Yahshua come back. It is written. We just was hearing something.
That's right.
It is written.
That's right.
Yeah, it got to get worse before it get greater.
That's right.
Yeah. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to John Yakanan. John Yakanan chapter 5. But it's all gravy for us, baby. We feasting every day, boy. Yeah, we had good sweet honey taste in our mouth. Because we sending up blessings and saying, Yahweh, our praise. We giving it up to him. So he like, my son, the bell. Ooh, y'all, it smells so good. Here, too. And he say, like he say, rain down on me, the blessings rain down. You know, for us, those who are around us, and our family and friends, coming to Yahweh. For us, represent. Holler Yahweh. As for us in our house, we should serve Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, generation to generation. Yakanan, John chapter 5, verses 24 to 25. And you read.
John chapter 5 and verse 24. Verily, verily, I say unto you.
1 minute, world. When he say verily, verily, he's saying amen, amen. So be it. I'll be Yahweh. Continue.
Verse 24. Amen, amen, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, and believeth on him that sent me, hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. Verse 25. Amen, amen, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Elohim, and they that hear shall live.
That's that shofar, baby. When he blow that shofar, you know, it's gonna be the physical from his mouth and the physical ram's horn. That's it. Blowing that shofar, we blowing it right now. Like all the prophets and all that before us blew it. You know, all up until, and like you say, into Revelation, he's blowing it. And so I'll call y'all New Testament believers. What y'all have not read? I know you ain't read. Because you believe in what an Adam or someone standing up there telling. Because that's what they want you to be, dumb to dumb, for they can get your money, keep you dumb. But they, as it is written, they have their reward already. They don't repent and all that. They going to be in the hot hotels out raw. Because with no air conditioning and ain't even a drop of water. Praise our Yahweh. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And let's read verses 13 to 17.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Verse 14. For if we believe that Yahshua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahshua will Elohim bring with him. Verse 15. For this we say unto you by the word of Yahshua, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahshua shall not prevent them which are asleep. Verse 16. For Yahshua himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Elohim, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first. Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet Yahshua in the air, and so shall we ever be with Yahshua.
Hallelujah. So for being blown, y'all, it's being blown now. And then they say, shall be caught up with him. He didn't say we're going up to heaven.
That's right.
Caught up. What y'all, yeah, that's what y'all want me to, y'all gonna be raptured out. That's how I know y'all dumb self don't read. I can call you fool, but that's what y'all will call you dumb brute. You know, that means you're a human beast, you know, fool. You don't, that's how I know you to read. What about Armageddon? Y'all heard of it? Who gonna be fighting? The devil with his demons? Huh? The nations. That's why all that torment and suffering and killing people for being Yadim's gonna be going back on. Like it was back in the Roman and Greek time. There wasn't no white gladiators. That was Yadim, so-called black man, all around there, that scattered around this area, in there being sport. That's where your Olympics came from. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Revelations chapter 8. Our people took ugly beat down for the world. They took it for Israel, but they did it for the whole world. Revelation chapter 8. This ain't no joke, y'all. You know, the Roman Christian doctrine and teachers got it a theory. Like it's a child's story book. This is spiritual and historical facts. It's in the, did I get people to know in the Bible? It's in the European Caucasian history book. It's in there. I was getting taught this when I was a child. I love history. But you know, like I said, as a child, I thought as a child. But now that I'm Yahweh, you can't even go ahead with them whitewashed lies. And I mean, what different it could be?
That's right.
My answer from Yahweh to you, if the color didn't matter, why did they whitewash it and everything and lie?
That's all I'm saying.
It didn't matter. Still they give me the images, because that's what gets your mind. I remember the famous picture in the 67 of the three people, Dr. King, President Kennedy, and that white-looking man they called Jesus. I said, I know them two was alive before, but this guy, I ain't feeling him. That was the Ruach y'all had put in, I just wasn't feeling it. And now I know the truth.
Yeah.
It's a painting of a white man.
Yeah.
And through that white man, y'all worshiping the devil. That's it.
Yeah.
All of y'all blowing the shofar. Crying out, sparing not.
Praise Yahweh.
Trying to save souls. That's all it's about.
Yes.
That's all this book is about.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all are trying to get something to you. That's all it's about.
Receive it.
That's it. Y'all created us to receive that. He created us to receive His blessing and receive His truth.
Hallelujah.
That's what He created us for, to receive.
Open our ears.
He's the giver. We the receiver. That's it. Blowing the shofar to the world. Revelation chapter 8, verses 6 to 7.
Revelations chapter 8 and verse 6. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up.
Hallelujah. See, that's what we said. It's showing the world got to get worse before Yahshua come back. Now at the time we're going to show to be prepared for this. You know, but you're going to be prepared for this. Revelation, that's the shofar they blowing. It's preparing. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 1.
Revelations chapter 9 and verse 1. And the 5th angel sounded.
God never gave it all. Made us love it, love the people, the earth.